All right, you guys ask me all the time, can our BusyWorks Beats AI Mastering 8 apply to vocals? And the answer is yes. I'm going to compare it to our mix that we had in Logic Pro. So here's our Logic Pro session. Now I consider Logic Pro the best DAW for the stock plugins. So these are all stock plugins except for one Waves plugins, which we're going to turn off. But these are all stock Logic Pro plugins. So just to show you guys the chain, we have a simple EQ, cutting out the lows, boosting the mids, cutting out the harsh areas, and just rebalancing the vocal. Then we have a second EQ boosting the highs specifically. We have a compressor here, which is a VCA, and then I guess we're just getting tone out of it. We're just clamping on the vocal a little bit. We have another compressor here for the harmonics. The FET compressor is really good for harmonics. Okay, so we hear the settings on that. And then we run into an expander to create more dynamic on the vocal. We have a de-esser on the vocal. We have another EQ taking out, I guess, some of the results of those harmonic boosts. Okay, so we're just taming some of the things we don't like about the harmonics. We're moving into a multi-band compressor here to reshape and balance and keep everything feeling linear for the vocal. And then lastly, a limiter. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stock plugins. Now, what we're going to do to keep this test similar is keep the bus routing the same. So on the bus channels, we have creative effects like reverb and delays and different things. Those don't matter as much because we'll keep those the same. So here's the Logic Pro chain.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic. Out the hood, fresh from a lot of the trafficking. Serve white, brown, Asian, and African.
So very just smashed, wide and bright. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go to the BusyWorks Beats AI mastering. Now you can use this on vocals. Now what I am going to do in real time, which I've never even tested this before, is the auto master on vocals. Let's see what it can do. Let's just loop this, hit auto master.
Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic.
So way louder, okay, than the other vocals, way more up front. Now the one thing we have to do on these vocals, because of just the flaw of the recording, is add a high pass filter. So if you guys go to EQ, turn on what's called the high pass filter here, and just kind of sweep until you get rid of the in this case it was AC hum. Okay, so we need to basically
sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic.
All right, so that just adjusts some of the stuff that shouldn't even be in the recording to begin with. All right, so now what we're gonna do is A/B these. So here's Logic.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe
it. We're even clipping on this vocal, okay?
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here.
So just smeary and kind of just thin. Okay, now here's the BusyWorks Beats AI mastering with the auto master. I didn't adjust any knobs.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic.
Except for the high pass filter, I mean.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic.
If that's not night and day difference, you guys, like, come on, man. Night and day. Let's do this. I'm going to switch them back and forth just so you guys can hear how it's not even close. Okay.
Sitting in the land,
here's Logic.
Weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic. Out the hood, fresh from a lot of the trafficking. Serve white, brown, Asian, and African. The South took hip-hop, the West took it back again. In a low rider.
It's like you're in the vocal. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like instead of hearing a vocal where it's just like you're just like it's out there, it's like you're stepping inside the actual recording and you're feeling it, the aliveness of it. That's what I made this plugin to do. So this doesn't just do this to vocals, it does it for beats, it does it for full songs, it does it for vocals. So I'm just showing you guys, like, this plugin can be used for a lot of stuff.
Sitting in the
hence why it's a mastering plugin.
Sitting in the land, watch me.
And if you wanted more cleanliness on the vocal, you could just turn up the clean knob. This takes care of some of the harshness.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket.
So basically when you clean up the vocal, you could push the loudness further because now it's not as harsh on the ear.
Sitting in the
let's start turning knobs.
Sitting in the
I think it already sounded great from the beginning, but let's just start turning knobs here. And we do have an undo button if you guys ever want to undo some decisions you guys made on these knobs, and a redo button here.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic.
I think this is actually a really dope mix for this vocal.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic. Out the hood, fresh from a lot of the trafficking. Serve white, brown, Asian, and African. The South took hip hop, the West took
Here's
it
before.
back again. In a low rider, gold dating spokes by it's me. I'm the ghost rider, more paper, more fire. But it's one nation under the empire, and I'm up chasing dough like I'm inspired.
All right, now I want you guys to hear the Logic Pro stock plugins just as a reference. And remember, these are clipping past 0, and they're still not even remotely as loud.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic.
Here's the Busy Works Beats AI Mastering 8.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic. Out the hood, fresh from a lot of the trafficking. Serve white, brown, Asian, and African. The South took hip hop, the West took it back again. In a low rider, gold date.
This thing sounds so good on vocals. I don't even want to hear the Logic Pro stock plugins anymore on this vocal take. So I'm showing you guys, we're making magic in real time. Like pure magic. If you guys want to learn more, go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. But again, a lot of people get it confused. This plugin is basically, it does the macro thinking for you. Okay, the macros do a lot of microscopic nudges behind the scenes. Okay, so even though these are simple 7 buttons, it does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And depending on the ratio of how we turn the knobs, that changes the way stuff moves behind the scenes. In short, so basically these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knobs are what I would reach for first. The best way to use this plugin, in my opinion, is hit Auto Master to see what, you know. Let's start from scratch here. Let's initialize this.
Sitting in the land, watch me.
So just find the loudest portion of your song, or just any portion of your song. The loudest portion is just going to take into consideration how much headroom we need in the song. So basically, you can hit Auto Master whenever.
Sitting in the land, watch me weave through traffic.
So let's hit Auto Master.
With my V-suit jacket. Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness.
What this will do is listen to all the frequencies. It looks at all the dynamic range. It looks at a lot of things, okay? And it tells you what it's done here, okay? So it says lifted a quiet track to the target. So that's the -8 target, which we can change here in the limit area. Now I lost the notes because I clicked the tab, but basically it gives you notes of the things it did, okay? So
sitting in a lamp.
The only thing this vocal needs that the plugin doesn't do by default is add the high pass filter, because this isn't something that applies to everything. So that's why I don't have it on by default. So turn on the high pass filter, and then we're just gonna listen for the AC hum until it goes away.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my.
Okay, so that's just poor recording technique from my end, is having that AC unit right in the mic like that. And then from here, you just turn the 7 knobs.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket.
So the clean knob cleans up the harshness. The bass knob does exactly that. It adds bass, but it also reshapes bass if your song has bass or your vocals already have bass. Loudness knob makes stuff louder. The wide knob makes it wider. The punch knob makes your stuff more dynamic, so it adds more of a like a head bob effect to your tracks. The mid focus is for vocals that kind of get lost in the back, or for instruments that get lost like in the back and they need to be brought up front. This is good for that. And then you have the turbo knob, which is adding a fullness and a dimensionality to this. So if I turn this off, you guys will start to hear this.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket.
And now let's turn on turbo.
Don't get hyped, don't believe the madness. What we doing right here is magic. Out the hood, fresh from a lot of the trafficking. Serve white, brown, Asian, and African. The South took hip hop, the West took it back again. In a low rider, gold dating.
Okay, so you know, you guys can get your vocals to sit over top the beat. You don't have to compete with the beats anymore.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic.
And it doesn't sound like we're slamming it into a limiter like the Logic Pro chain.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit.
It just sounds squashed and lost, okay? And here's the BusyWorks Beats AI mastering.
Sitting in a land, watch me weave through traffic. Dodger fitted on with my V-suit jacket.
Like, come on, y'all. That is night and day, okay? So that is what I want to show you guys, and go to busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering to learn more. Peace out, guys.